Hey everybody, it's Grayson. Today we're going to look at 5 men's must-haves. So number 1 is good denim. I find not enough men invest in a good quality pair of jeans. And you don't have to go crazy. You don't have to buy Balmain jeans for $1,200 or St. Laurent's for $900. I would say some good quality jeans are a brand called New. Another pair would be Denham. Those are some good quality jeans that I have. And you know, you're going to be paying around $300 to $500 for those jeans, but it's an investment. You buy a pair of jeans from H&M for 50 bucks and they're going to tear, and you're going to have to buy another pair of jeans. So these jeans that I've had for over 2-3 years. The fit's still the same. There's no rips or tears, unless they came with them, from distressing and whatnot. But there's no damage from natural wear, which has been a frustration of mine when buying cheap denim. And that's something you don't want to be cheaping out on. Definitely invest in a good quality pair of denim. Number 2 is good quality shirts. I'm a pretty casual guy. I usually wear t-shirts, Henleys, and that's the number one thing I hear people really cheaping out on is t-shirts. Oh, I can buy a t-shirt for $10. What's the point in spending over $50 on a t-shirt? You're really paying for quality, right? Like, I've had this t-shirt. It's a Henley from a brand called Wings and Horns, which is one of my favorite. Wings and Horns, reigning champ, great stuff for men. Same company, Canadian based. One's athletic, one's more casual, I guess. So Wings and Horns is the casual line, and that's what I'm wearing today. This shirt cost me, I think it was around $85 for a short sleeve Henley. And yet again, I've had it for a year and a half. The buttons aren't stretching. When you're buying a cheap t-shirt, especially Henleys, the buttons will stretch almost immediately. That's definitely a good thing to invest in as a t-shirt, because they're not going to shrink. Like, as I've said, I've bought $10 t-shirts from H&M and all these, cheap fashion brands. They shrink and they don't have the same fit and they look disgusting after a while. So that's definitely not something you want to cheap out on. You definitely want to have a few good fitting t-shirts. Number 3 is footwear. That's something I see people investing in a little bit more, but I find people are buying very trendy footwear. I have some trendy footwear too, along with the Pharrell Human Races, some designer shoes that are a little trendy, but I have my bases covered. I have my classic white shoes. I have my Chelsea boots. You gotta get the bases covered first, and you have to invest in good quality bases. Chelsea boots are a number 1 in my opinion. Not for this heat. It's 40 degrees outside. I'm wearing shorts right now, and you can't wear Chelsea boots with that, obviously. But fall and winter, like, Chelsea boots are the most underrated footwear in my opinion for men. Men are too busy wearing sneakers and stuff and don't want to have a mature look, and that's definitely something that's worth definitely looking at, as a good quality pair of Chelsea boots. You're going to be spending $200 to $300 on a good quality pair. Sneakers, you can find some good ones for $150, $200. And remember, this is about quality. When you're buying Walmart shoes, you're not getting the quality behind it. You're not getting the same materials, craftsmanship. That's definitely something you want to look into, is some good quality footwear and have all your bases covered from casual to high end. 4th is a good quality pair of frames or any eyewear. These are Dita Mach 1s. And these will run you about $1,000. You don't need to spend $1,000 on sunglasses. This is just one of my Grail frames that I think looks amazing on me. I see the quality, I understand why it costs that much. Limited production, insane craftsmanship. So you are paying $1,000 and you're really getting something in return for that. But on the other hand, I find with frames, you can buy a pair of $350 Versace's and you're getting similar quality to Walmart brand stuff, which is actually disgusting in my opinion, because they're screwing you over. You're getting the same plastic, the same whatever. You want to invest in good frames. You're going to be spending $500 or $600 on some good frames. That's inevitable. Some brands I've been looking at recently is a brand called Mr. Light, Makita, Dita. These are good quality frames, and they're brands that focus on frames. That's another thing when it comes to frames you want to look at. Buying from brands that only focus on frames. You're going to be getting quality stuff. You're going to be paying a little bit more, but you know what? If you want good quality frames that aren't going to snap and break in a friggin' month, you have to pay the extra money. Number 5, which is last but not least, and that is a good fragrance. This is so vital, and I see so many men sleeping on it. You're not gonna get a good fragrance when you spend $30. I'm sorry, there's nothing out there that's $30 and is good. Kill me in the comments if you want to, but it's true. Fragrances, you can get some good ones for around, $100, $150. But in my opinion, when it comes to fragrances, designer is not the way you want to go. You want to go to, yet again, brands that only make fragrance. Some brands like by Killian, by Rado, Creed, which I'm actually wearing today. Tom Ford is actually one of the, I'd say, few exceptions if you get into the private line of fragrances. Tom Ford has some beautiful scents, same as the higher end lines of Hermes. A lot of brands like Hermes, YSL, Cartier, they do have higher lines of fragrances, and these are on niche quality levels. Those are ones you would want to look at in terms of fragrances. You're going to be paying over $200. Sometimes you can get up to $500 or $600. I'm not saying you need to, but if you really want to stand out from the crowd in terms of your scent, that's something you really should invest in. And yet again, I'm not saying you have to spend on the high-end line fragrances. You can get normal ones and smell just as good. But there are a lot of fragrances that are so oversaturated in the market that everyone owns and you don't want to smell like. So some of those would be Acqua di Gio, some of the YSL lines, L'Homme, everyone wears them. If you Google like top 10 fragrances, those are ones you don't want to have because that's what everyone has. Okay, those are the most sold. You don't want the most sold fragrance. You want something that stands out and is crowd pleasing. And I would recommend investing in 4 fragrances. You want to have one for summer, you want to have one for spring, fall, and winter. You want to have one for each season. For the winter, you want to get darker, more heavy fragrances. For summer, you want to have lighter fragrances. Personally, I own about 10, but you don't have to own 10 fragrances. You can just have, I'd say, a minimum of 4, and you're covered. Invest in good quality, and I'd really stay away from really popular fragrances. That's what everyone has, and you don't want to be like everyone else, and I can't stress that enough. So yes, guys, that was my top 5 list of men's essentials. Leave a comment, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell for notifications whenever I upload. Peace.